Hey guys, it's Jordan with the Camper House. Just going to do a quick video on how to service your hot water heaters. We have a standard Suburban hot water heater on our Grand Design. And what we're going to do today is we're going to replace the anode rod. That needs done about every 3 months if you're full-time. If you're part-timers, we only did it once a season. We do it in the first thing in the spring. But we're going to do that. We're going to flush out the hot water heater. And then we're also going to replace our pressure valve. We've noticed it started to leak a little bit, so we're going to get that replaced today as well. Okay, so we're going to need a few things to get the job done. First, we got our anode rod. We got our temperature and pressure safety relief valve. Need a few hand tools. We're going to need a crescent wrench, Phillips screwdriver, and a 1 1/16 socket that'll take off our anode rod. And then we'll also need a little bit of plumber's tape.
And coffee. You forgot coffee.
And coffee. So I got the cover off the hot water heater. We're going to go ahead and get started. First things you want to do is you want to turn your hot water heater off. You're going to want it off for probably at least 12 hours. Ours has been off for a couple days because we've been showering and stuff at my parents' house while we moochdocking. But that way it's not hot. And then the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open our pressure relief valve. That's going to let out any pressure that's built up in there. And if it was hot, it would come spewing out of there because there would be quite a bit of pressure. So we're going to let that go, and then we're going to take out our anode rod. Okay, so this is the anode rod. You can see it's starting to get eaten away there a little bit from the water, which is completely normal. There's a wire that runs down through the center of this, and I've seen them where it's just a straight wire. But it doesn't look too bad, but we're going to go ahead and replace it anyways, since we are full-time, so we just don't have to worry about it for a few months. Okay, so before we put the new anode rod in, we want to flush out the tank. Get you one of these little handy-dandy flexible sprayers. I'll put the link in the description below, but they're really cheap, and that's what we're going to use to flush out the hot water heater. I'm going to stand back. It's going to spray out. And we're just rinsing it out, trying to get out. See that little debris and stuff coming out of there, those chips. Rotate it around, try and get that tank sprayed real good. But you can see all the little sediment and stuff that comes out of the hot water heater. And then we're probably going to do this 3 or 4 times just to make sure we get it flushed real well. So you can see some of the sediment, a little bit of rust and stuff that does accumulate in that hot water heater. The anode rod is supposed to help keep your tank from rusting, but this is a good example of why we run everything through our Berkey water filter before we consume it. So check the link below. We'll have a link to our Berkey water filters blog page so you can learn more about those and see why we recommend them. You can see the new one and the old one there. Quite a bit of difference actually when you compare them.
It's kind of gross.
Put a little Teflon tape on here. Oops, hold still. There we go. A few times around should be good.
What's the Teflon for?
Just keeps the threads from leaking out. You don't want to over tighten it, just get it snug. The tape will keep it from leaking. And so now we're going to replace that pressure relief valve, but first we have to take off the shield. We don't have enough room to spin this around, so we got to take the shield off, and that's what the Phillips screwdriver is for. And now is probably going to be a good time. We're going to probably spray this out. There's, you can see there's some stuff in there, so we'll spray that out with the air compressor. It's hard to get in here. There's even sediment built up in there. So here's our new one. Here's the old one. Pretty similar units. This one's got a little bit longer rod there, but I don't think it's going to matter. But we noticed this when it started to leak when the water would get warm, and so I wanted to get that replaced now because I've seen videos on where when they fail, they just start spewing out water, and I didn't want us to be gone or something and just to be spewing water everywhere. So preventative maintenance will save you lots. And we're going to put a little Teflon tape on this as well. So when you're putting the Teflon tape on, you want to put it on the same way as when you're going to thread it in. So if you're threading it in here, my tape went around this way and stops with the end going this way. So when I put it on and I screw it in, that's wrong. I went the wrong way.
Oh, was it backwards?
Yeah.
And why is that important?
I'm trying to show them what to do.
Did it wrong?
Okay, so when you're putting Teflon tape on, you want to put it on the same way as when you're going to thread it on to whatever you're threading it to. This way, when you screw it on there, it doesn't just start peeling Teflon tape off. So we're going to end like this. See, it wraps around that way.
Do you ever goof that up?
No, never. So when we screw it on there, our threads, it's going to be screwing it this way, which is going with the way the tape was. If it was going the other way, it'd start peeling that tape back off. So there's the new one, ready to go. So now I'm gonna go get my air compressor. I'm gonna blow that out real quick, get all the debris out. We'll button it back up, fill it up, make sure it holds water. Here we go.
Much better.
You can keep that cleaned out because that can cause an unwanted fire. Okay, so I got the hot water heater all buttoned back up. What you want to do before you go ahead and turn it back on is you want to come inside. Well, first hook up your water back up, turn that back on. Then you want to come inside and run hot water through your lines until you get nothing but water coming out. When you first turn it on, you get a bunch of air and stuff coming through, and it's the tank filling back up with water. So you want to make sure that tank is full of water before we turn the hot water heater on. So I did that, turn the hot water heater on. I'm going to let it get up to temperature, go outside, make sure I don't have any leaks or anything like that. So hope you guys learned something today. That literally took 30 minutes to do all that. Literally no time at all. It's something you're going to want to do if you're full-time, about every 3 months. Part-timers or some-timers, weekenders, whatever. We'd usually do it once a season. Sometimes we do it halfway through the season. We'd at least pull the anode rod out and flush it all. But we replace that anode rod every year when we were just camping throughout the summer. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit subscribe, let me know what you think in the comments. If you've got any questions, leave a comment. Connect with us on any social media at the Camper House. We'd love to connect with you guys, answer any questions you may have. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on down the road.